Hello everyone, and welcome to the TheSlayer51’s Bedrock Redstone class, Lesson 3, Simple Power Sources. So, you may have seen some previous redstone machines I've made and think, well, yeah, I see the machine, but this is completely useless without a power source. So, in this episode, I'm going to teach you about all the power sources. Okay, our first power source is buttons. There are a bunch of kinds, but they can all fall into two categories, stone or wood. The stone buttons can be pushed, and they last for I'm pretty sure, 10 ticks. And they cannot be shot with a bow. If you shoot them with a bow, nothing happens. Wooden buttons can be pressed, and I'm pretty sure they go for 15 ticks. So 10 ticks for stone, 15 for wood, and you can shoot a wooden button with a bow. This is rarely going to be useful, but I'm just telling you all the information. And they will, they work as a power source, and they hard power the block that they're attached to. Now, a lever cannot be shot with a bow, can be flicked as fast as you want, and and basically when you click it, it turns on, and then when you click it again, it turns off. Very simple. Now, pressure plates. There are two kinds of pressure plates, stone and wood. Stone activates and is a power source and hard powers the block under it when it is activated, and any living entity can put on it. So not like, you can't put like a block on it, because it won't activate. But you can stand on it, and it'll activate. And it obviously can't be shot with a bow, because an arrow isn't living. A wooden pressure plate is exactly the same, except non-player entities can go on them. Like, for example, see? And now, gold and iron pressure plates are very special, because when you stand on it, it only activates one signal strength forward, which you can, if you want just them for the look of them, then you can just use a repeater. But if you don't, the way that they work special is that they work depending on how many entities you give to them. So like if I do this and throw a ton of entities, see, it activates out further. And it just does that for all the entities. But iron pressure plates and gold ones still function differently, because you need a lot more entities to increase the amount of power on an iron. Let me show you. If I put all my stuff in on the iron, look, it's still only at 1. You need so many entities to increase the signal strength of an iron one. Like, look, I'm putting my entire inventory on it, and it's still just 1. Next, I will talk about the activator rail. It's activator, right? No, detector rail. So the detector rail is basically, it just, when a minecart of any kind, not just a regular one, of any kind, goes on top of it, it works as a power source and hard powers the block under it. Very simple. Next, tripwire. Tripwires, basically you put a piece of string between two tripwire hooks, or however many pieces of string you want, and they work as the hooks themselves, not the string, the hooks work as a power source, and they hard power the block behind them. Now, target blocks. So there's an intended use and a much more practical use for them. So the intended use is that if you shoot them with a bow and arrow, they activate stuff. And the closer you get to the center, the more power source. Like, you can see if I shoot right there, it's like, hold on. If I shoot like there, it's a very weak power source, but if I shoot there, it's a stronger power source. However, the much more practical use of them is that a redstone signal will always face them. Like, so for example, if I were to do this with just a regular block, then it wouldn't activate the lamp because the redstone isn't facing it. But with a target block, the redstone faces the target block and will activate the lamp. So that's going to be their much more practical use that you're going to usually be using them for if you're using a target block. And now daylight sensors are very simple. They just, during the day, the daytime one will activate. During the night, the nighttime one will activate, and you can change them just by right-clicking them, or on mobile, just clicking them. So like, let me show you. This one is active because it's during the day, but if I switch, no, that's the wrong button. If I switch the time to night, then the nighttime one activates. So yeah. But if it's day, the daytime one activates. So this can be useful for like lights that you only want active at night, or if you want to make an ender pearl stasis chamber, then these are useful. And yeah. Next, that is all of the power sources that you interact with. These are the ones that you don't interact with. Now, these are definitely the most simple. Redstone block and redstone torch. Redstone block, on the surface, they look pretty much exactly the same. They activate all the stuff around them. But in practice, they're much different. So, redstone torches can be placed on top of or on the side of a block, but that's it. They can't be placed on the bottom of a block or just on their own. They have to be on the top or the side of a block. And the main use of a redstone torch, aside from powering stuff, is that if you power the block that it's connected, if you hard power, hard or soft power the block that it's connected to, it turns off. So it's a very good way to invert a signal. Like if you want a button to turn off a lamp or a lever instead of turning it on, this is how you're going to be doing that. And this works for the ones on the side of the block too, not just the ones on the top. Like, see? Next, also, I forgot to mention, they hard power the block. Hold on. They hard power the block on top of them. And this works for putting them on the side of another block, too. And next is a redstone block. Redstone blocks are very simple. They're just a block that is constantly hard-powered, no matter what. It's always going to be hard-powered, which is useful in case you want to have a power source that you can move, like that. See? It's a movable power source. So, yeah. I think that's going to be it for this episode, guys. So that was Lesson 3 of Bixby's, the TheSlayer51’s Bedrock Redstone class. Your homework for today's class is make a redstone machine that includes at least 3 of the items that we discussed in this video. And as always, if you have any questions, ask them in the comments. So yeah, guys, I think that's going to be it for this episode, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.